Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Courts Today by Livelaw, where we bring you the latest developments from all courts across the country. I am Apurva Pandita and I will be taking you through today's top legal developments. So let's begin. In an important update from the top court, the Constitution Bench comprising of Justices Sanjay Kishan Kaul, Sanjeev Khanna, A.S. Oak, Vikram Nath and J.K. Maheshwari declared the Supreme Court's 2014 judgment, which declared Section 6A of the Delhi Special Police Establishment Act as unconstitutional, will have a retrospective effect. This section required the CBI to seek government approval to investigate high-ranking officials of rank Joint Secretary or above for corruption. In view of this judgment, the CBI need not take permission or approval of the central government to investigate corruption cases against officials of rank Joint Secretary and above. Justice Nath, who pronounced the judgment on behalf of the bench, stated that this particular section is held to be not in force from the date of its insertion, that is 11/9/2003. In the Supreme Court today, Chief Justice D.Y. Chandrachud noticed an injury on a lawyer's arm and asked about it. This led to a discussion about the problem of street dogs in the country. The lawyer explained that 5 dogs had attacked him in his neighborhood. Concerned, the Chief Justice offered medical help. Solicitor General Tushar Mehta, who was present during this courtroom exchange, further highlighted a serious incident in Uttar Pradesh, where a child was bitten by dogs, leading to rabies. When Senior Advocate Vijay Hansaria urged the Chief Justice to take suo motu action to address the street dog menace and protect the safety of citizens, he agreed to consider, stating, "We will see what can be done." It may also be noted that another bench of the Supreme Court, comprising Justices J.K. Maheshwari and K.V. Vishwanathan, is considering a batch of petitions relating to the street dog issue. Coming over to the case regarding the Editors Guild of India, these journalists were facing FIRs for publishing the media reportage on ethnic violence in Manipur. The Supreme Court had previously granted temporary protection to the petitioners, preventing them from facing immediate legal action. And as of today, the Supreme Court addressed the matter further. They stressed that this issue is about a report and not a criminal act committed on the ground. Chief Justice D.Y. Chandrachud led the bench and indicated that they were not currently inclined to quash the FIRs. Instead, they were considering whether the case should be transferred to the Delhi High Court or remain within the jurisdiction of the Manipur High Court. Talking briefly about the submissions made in this case, Senior Advocate Kapil Sibal explained that the Editors Guild of India did not go to Manipur voluntarily, but was invited by the army to assess the reporting situation there. The EGI submitted a report at the army's request. While on the other hand, Solicitor General Tushar Mehta suggested that the case could be heard by the Manipur High Court, but Sibal objected, citing safety concerns for lawyers engaged. For now, the matter will be heard again on 15th of September 2023. Coming over to our next update, the Supreme Court made a significant ruling regarding DBS Bank and its directors. It stated that DBS Bank and its directors appointed after the merger of Lakshmi Vilas Bank and approved by the Reserve Bank of India cannot be held criminally responsible for actions attributed to the former directors of Lakshmi Vilas Bank. The court emphasized that the amalgamation was done to protect the interest of depositors, creditors and the public who had invested in the Lakshmi Vilas Bank before its financial crisis. It was not appropriate to prosecute DBS Bank and its directors for the actions of the former LVB leadership. The decision by the top court stressed the importance of using the power to quash a criminal investigation judiciously, especially when it's necessary to ensure justice. It noted that this power should not be lightly exercised but should be applied when required to serve justice. As most of us are already aware about the incident in Hapur, Uttar Pradesh, where lawyers were allegedly beaten by the police. The lawyers had filed complaints against the policemen involved, but these complaints were not being registered or investigated by the police. Coming over to the latest development in this story, the Bar Council of Uttar Pradesh on Sunday decided that lawyers would abstain from work on September 11th and 12th. They were protesting against the government's lack of attention to their grievances against the Hapur incident. It is also important to note that similar resolutions were passed by the High Court Bar Association in Allahabad and the Oath Bar Association in Lucknow, stating that lawyers would not work on September 11th to protest the police's refusal to register FIRs against the allegedly erring policemen. The High Court had taken suo motu cognizance of the Hapur incident and directed the Superintendent of Police in Hapur to ensure that lawyers' complaints are registered and investigated. A judicial committee was also formed to address the grievances of the lawyers. The state's Special Investigation Team, that is the SIT, was instructed to submit an interim report on the matter to the court on September 15th. In our next significant development coming from Delhi today, the Delhi government informed the Delhi High Court that they have built 102 toilets for transgender individuals in the city, with 194 more under construction. This update comes in response to a public interest litigation filed by Jasmine Kaur Chhabra, who advocated for separate toilets for transgender persons, citing concerns about their safety. The court expressed satisfaction with the progress made by the government and indicated that it would soon pass appropriate orders to address the issue. In March, the court had directed the Delhi government to build such toilets within 8 weeks. Our next update comes from Kerala High Court. The Kerala High Court has directed the Travancore Devaswam Commissioner and the Administrative Officer of the Sarakara Devi Temple to ensure strict compliance with a prohibition on mass drills and weaponry practices within the temple premises. This decision came in response to a plea alleging that members of the Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangh, that is the RSS, were illegally encroaching on the temple grounds for conducting mass drills and weaponry training, causing distress to devotees and pilgrims. The court also called upon the local police station to assist the administrative officer in addressing this matter. The petitioners claimed that these activities disrupted the temple's peaceful atmosphere, affected cleanliness, and were conducted without proper authorization, despite circulars from the Devaswam Commissioner to stop such practices. Both the Devaswam Board Secretary and the local police confirmed the allegations, stating that illegal activities had been stopped and measures were being taken to prevent unauthorized entry. Coming over to our last update from today, the Delhi High Court has asked the Delhi government to provide a detailed status report on the rehabilitation of children involved in child begging who have been rescued and placed in rehabilitation centers in the city. The court also requested an assessment of the long-term impact of these rehabilitation centers on the children. This action was taken in response to a PIL seeking measures to address the issue of child begging in and around Delhi. The plea called for the strict implementation of the Commission for Protection of Child Rights Act 2005. The court noted that it's essential to evaluate the effectiveness of rehabilitation measures given the persistent problem of child begging. It granted the government 6 weeks to submit the detailed report. The plea highlighted the involvement of organized begging mafias that force and exploit innocent children into begging. It called for authorities to identify and rehabilitate these children and for police stations to take measures to prevent child begging in their areas. The next hearing on this matter is scheduled for October 13. Thank you for joining us. If you wish to know more details about the cases I mentioned here, you can visit our website at www.livelaw.in. Stay ahead with quick legal updates only on LiveLaw. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe and support us. You can also support us by donating through the thanks button at the bottom of our videos or consider becoming a member at just ₹89 per month. Thank you.